Hello everyone, here I'm with another LEGO Star Wars review, another for 2025, and this one's on the ARC-170 Starfighter that has also just been released. So on the front of the box here we have the LEGO Star Wars logo, same kind of border that we've been seeing since 2022, and picture of the set in action, all the minifigs included, and also a little thing to note with this cover of which it's kind of wrong, as some say, where this of which is from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, but this border of which is rather to that of Clone Wars. Although it should be the dark blue and Darth Vader one to signify Skywalker Saga, of course, as well. But although, and of course, same kind of mistake said with the ATTE back in 2022, but maybe this worked well, but yeah. Well, kind of odd how that is, but whatever. So, and then, anyways, age recommendation is 9 and up. Set number 75402 has 497 pieces. Then onto the back side of the box, picture of the set in a hangar, and also both of the features of it, and then the logos again, and set number, and there. And now onto the manual. So from the manual on CGI rendering that there has been for quite some time, and then flip open the transition from plastic bags to paper bags, add for the builder app, and then on the back how to win on the online survey, and then all the pieces that come with the set, which is 3 pages, then add for most of the other mainline sets of this same wave, of course, and then the final building steps. And now on to the minifigs included. First up, we would have a Clone Pilot Oddball, also to point where there's Clone Pilot Oddball, Clone Pilot Jag, and Random Clone Pilot, of course, which, as you can see, all of which do look quite the same kind of face printings and torso leg printings for that, and each of which holding small pistols, and also the quite unique helmet pieces, which same as we've had back in 2010 and 11, but all of which with different prints to them, and they all of which do look quite good, but what I think is maybe at least could have had and since if this piece was a little outdated, then maybe a better option could have been traditional helmet molds like the TIE Fighter pilots and also earlier clone pilots and things as well. But maybe that's just me. Or maybe that was in different times of Clone Wars and Episode 3. But aside from that, printings are all quite good for how they are. And also nice to see return of that piece and then better look at the face printings that all of them have. And then last of which is the R4P44, the astromech droid right here, which also did come in the 2010 ARC-170. And of course, he was a good figure then, still a good, but a little better figure now. Like obviously with the dark green headpiece and printings of which all look quite good for how they are. Top side of which also quite good. And if you look to the back side of them, and as you see, all of which have the same back torso printing and back head printing for R4, which also quite good as is, but yeah. And no double-sided faces for each of them. So this minifig selection, I say, quite great for how it is, and luckily, and as you'll see, all of which can fit in the ARC-170 for that, which just like with the 2005 version, but 2010 version, which did have the one-off random figure of Kit Fisto, even though who was kind of random for that. But however, for this selection, still really good for how it is. But yeah. And that's about it with the minifig selection. And now onto the ARC-170 itself, which, as you can see, quite a unique new kind of design to it, when yet quite different than the first two versions from both 2005 and 2010. But obviously with some different pieces to it for the newer LEGO standards. But also the mechanism for the wings is also quite different, which I'll go over later. So to start off, for the front nose area, is that the shaping quite similar to the other versions of it, but also with these like curved in long slopes here, and also like the other ones, a long tile, but in this case a 2x6 tile, going all the way down to that. Unlike since 2x6 tiles have been introduced a little while ago, but not at the time of the last two versions, of course. And then further down, which are three cockpit canopy pieces. It's all the same as ones that we see on Naboo Starfighters and whatnot. But however, and all of which do have stickers on them, so there's quite a few stickers in this set. And also, whereas the shaping in this area with the long red stripe, quite good for how it is. And also that area is quite good as well. And also do have these two large engines that are made of two different cylinder pieces, and ending off with these like minifig ice skate or ice skate kind of pieces, so giving it kind of an extra look to it, like we saw with Jedi Bob's Starfighter last year. So nice to see that still going on. And then on to this upper section, which some various technic bits going on for that, and then ending off with this one wheel piece and these other bits, and these pink, trans pink dish pieces acting as the thrust to it. Then on the back side of which does have a couple of Monkey Kid lightsaber pieces held on those ball joint pieces and on Mixel ball joints for that, acting as different turrets for that. So obviously quite different than, unlike with the 2010 version where it was like one single assembly, and both of which went at once for that. But then lower down, which, as you see, and also notice the Technic beam on there. Well, that's for the main feature of it, which I'll show later. And of course, going on with a few plates around it. But then, as for the like wing assemblies, where which are just a couple of plates held together, and also a few tiles around it, and also these little wing kind of assemblies, and all of which held on by these quite unique Technic beams on here, where it's two pinholes and one plus rod hole in there to get the effect working for that. So in mocking, that's really helpful and nice for that. Pretty sure it's probably used a lot in some newer Technic sets. I'm not sure. Pretty sure they are. But then as for these like lower cannon parts, which kind of almost like the other two versions, but however, but kind of small and dulled down for that. But luckily the top part, which does include sprinkler launchers for that, which tap on and shoots off like so. So good to have some actual launching features with this set. And then as for this center part of it can lift these up and have kind of quite a bit of space in there like especially for this front section with the two clear blue cheese slopes, and also this one jagged slope, which if you get this, then it actually doesn't feel grainy. It's actually very smooth. Nice to see that, and also quite unique than most. And also this, and if notice the center part of it, why there's the two black jumper plates. Obviously, it's just to sit the droid R4 into. Let's take the clone pilots, put them in there. And also forgot to point out, nice to see these curved slope kind of pieces right here, so, which we barely see much nowadays, but nice, good to see here. But yeah. And also it's kind of hard to get R4 into. Unlike with the other previous 2005 version, you can like flip them right open to doing so. Well, maybe they just didn't want to use up a lot of space or something. And then this front cockpit area, which does have a little longer cheese slope and also some tan space in there as the seat to sit this into, and closes right over him quite nicely. And now to the main features. If notice this Technic beam underneath this, that if you push on that, and the wings fold right outwards. So unlike with the other versions where you just had to turn a gear and make them open slowly, but this switch do it very quick. I say great improvement. And also to mention is to have some other tile pieces underneath with a large clear sticker on them. Kind of odd how that is, but whatever. But still, this feature, great to do so. And also, if anyone at LEGO is watching this, I would say for this mechanism, I think it would be right to use on future X-Wings to make it more quicker and such. Even though the previous mechanisms did work out well, this switch just about as much effective as that. And now for a little comparison is with this older 2005 version, and of course, if you all know, the 2010 version does look kind of similar to it, but luckily this, well, almost as much, but yeah. That, well, as you can see, from first glance, a lot of difference in sizing. Well, this which was mid 2000s, and I guess point and size was kind of taken by a whole lot larger plates, unlike with newer sets, just a lot smaller for that. And whereas, strange thing is, this switch is worth $80, and the 2010 version was almost $80 or $70 for that. But this switch back in 2005 was around 40. So as you can see, quite different for that. And of course, since obviously it was different eras or different times at LEGO, and also whereas the wing blaster parts of which quite different on each other. Well, since obviously spring-loaded launchers weren't introduced yet at that time, and also little cylinder pieces that roll around for that. Unlike with this one, able to where just actual wheel pieces acting as the engines for that. And also, this one did have a bomb dropping feature, for which the new version doesn't at all. Neither the 2010 version did. And also with the astromech droid loading in feature, able to access it all the way. But on same with the 2010 one, but on this version, didn't have that at all. So a little bit of a downgrade, but But still, I do think this newer version still workable, little almost as much as this version for that. But yeah. Yeah. And so now on to the final verdict is overall I think this is a quite good set for how it is. And is it well worth the hype? Since I say yes. And of course and also has it been well worth the wait since the last version in 2010? I say also yes. Because even though downsized being downsized, which is still quite good for how it is. But like the price per piece value of which I think a little iffy, but of course kind of common with most Star Wars sets these days. Because although, and also to mention, unlike the 2010 version, which did include Kit Fisto, I think this, which could have had Kit Fisto again anyways, just as an additional minifig, but although that would have bumped it up an extra $5, or maybe just lose a few pieces and let it still be 80. But whereas 80 for this, which kind of steep for how it is, but like near 500 pieces for that much, quite a weak for that. Well, unlike with the Ambush on Ferrix set in 2022, which was kind of similarly sized and all, I'd say this kind of little less of that, but yeah. But well, but of course this is different times at LEGO and different standards, but kind of have to deal with. But yeah, but where but also this set, which the playability, which quite good for how it's like nice and sturdy, good for swooshing, and also fun to launch off the spring-loaded launchers, of course. And of course, the cockpits are good and easy to access, of course. Because although the one for R4, which maybe a little bit of a process, but at least but it's kind of worth getting around and with, and yeah. And so now, if you are looking to get this set for your prequel trilogy Star Wars collection, then definitely pick it up. And if you are looking to get this set for your Clone Army, which definitely pick it up. And if you are wanting to get this version, despite of missing out on the 2005 or 2010 original versions, also definitely pick it up. And that's about it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.